Hi everyone, my name is Kendrick and welcome to Travel and Live Free. In this channel, we're going to cover the topic on how to save money on travel as a Canadian. We're also going to cover the topic on adventure travel for Canadians. And we're also going to cover the topic on long-term around the world travel as a Canadian. Now in this video, I'm going to be talking about the second country I've ever visited in my entire life, which is Canada. As you may know, one of my mission in life is to visit every single country in the world. As of now, there's 193 UN recognized countries, and Canada was the second country I've ever been to. Now, I'm not going to start with my first country that I've ever been to, which is actually Philippines, the country that I was born in, just because I actually did not go to the Philippines as a tourist until I was much older. Canada has always been my home, and I identify more as a Canadian than as a Chinese or a Filipino, even though I am born in the Philippines and even though I am Chinese by blood. It's just because I grew up in Canada. All my friends also grew up in Canada, and as a result, I feel more Canadian than Chinese or Filipino. It doesn't mean I don't identify as a Filipino or as a Chinese. I do, but I would definitely put myself as Canadian first. Now, growing up, I never once dreamt of going to every single country in the world. I was actually a video game addict growing up, and what I loved doing more than anything in the world was playing video games. I played Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 and 2. I played StarCraft on the computer, Diablo 2, Final Fantasy 11, and as I got older, I kept playing different games. But it got to the point in my life where I started questioning why I was playing so many video games. And one of the things that I discovered about myself was that I play video games because the video games gave me a sense of adventure, a thrill, excitement. And as I got older, I soon realized that maybe I can do that in real life too. I don't need to run in the video game world to get that excitement. I can go travel to a far off place, far off destination, and see the world and really go on a real life adventure. So how I got started by doing that is by just doing it locally. Because I think a lot of people, they dream of traveling around the world, but if you haven't traveled around the world yet, why don't you start in your own local hometown? So for me, I live in the Vancouver, BC area, and we have so many beautiful mountains here that we can go hike. So when I was in my late 20s, that's what I decided to do. I decided to go on a massive hiking spree and check out all the different hikes that Vancouver had to offer. And one by one, I started taking off many different hikes. Some of the hikes were extremely difficult, like Panorama Ridge, Black Tusk, the Lions Binker Trail, and some of them are actually quite dangerous as well.
Okay. You gotta follow me in like 2 seconds, okay?
Okay, I started taping it.
Okay.
Here we go. Dean's going.
Fuck it.
Bucket, get go, 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 go. Oh! Ah! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy fuck! Ah! Oh! Let me slow down! Oh my god, my arm is so cold! Regardless, I had such a great time doing all those hikes, but eventually, I realized I've already gone and done all those hikes already. It wasn't until me and Karen started dating that I had a thought in my head that, hey, why don't we go travel at an international destination? And that's where the next video will lead up to, which is our first international destination together, which is the country number 3 that I've visited, which is the United States of America. This first video is relatively short. It was just an introduction to this series. And as of now, I think I've been to 88 countries, I believe. But I think the biggest takeaway that you can get from this video is that if you're someone that dreams of traveling, why don't you start locally first and go do some local hikes, go check out the local city if you're a city kind of person. I'm not a big city person. I prefer nature personally. That's why I did all those hikes. But if you like the city, why don't you go ahead and check out your local city? I know my girlfriend, for example, loves going to downtown Vancouver and just checking out the different shops there. So if you're the city kind of person, you can go ahead and do that. If you're more adventurous like me and you like to go on different hikes, you like landscape, then you can go check out the local hikes in your area. And once you're ready, the next thing you can do is obviously go to the US, which is the closest country to us here in Canada. And that's going to be the next step as you go on a journey around the world. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I know it's relatively short, but in the next few videos, I'm going to go into more in depth on the different travel destinations that I visited until I've ticked off every single country in the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.